All right, after a lot of consideration, I want to do this opening cast, really, that is just me kind of, I don't know about mission statement, but kind of going over what I'd like to accomplish or do here. The idea is that I'll be talking to a lot of my friends. I mean, I'm a nobody, just like everybody else. So, like, I'll just be talking to my friends, maybe some random solo casts here and there. But I just like the idea is that, I mean, I have a tentative sort of title, which is why so serious, but I got a lot of feedback from people that said that gave it a very comic book um, feel, like I was going to be talking a lot about Batman, DC, or something, because the association with Heath Ledger's performance in uh, what is it, The Dark Knight. So, I mean, it's the association doesn't feel bad for me. I'm not sure if I want to go that route. But I mean, I'd like to give a shout out really to all the podcasts that really inspired me, and that's what is it, Dan Carlin, um, Daniele Bolelli, History on Fire, Joe Rogan, the Powerful JRE, Powerful Joe Rogan Experience. Like that's big on my list. Like I love it. It's really what's inspired me, and he's got kind of the no format that I'm shooting for. Also, Fat Man on Batman, Smodcast, um, or is it? Yeah, Smodcast. When he used to do like plus one, I don't know, whatever. Some Kevin Smith stuff. Yeah, I really like Kevin Smith stuff too. A lot of his Smod family stuff. There's a lot of them I don't like, or couldn't really get into. I wouldn't say really don't like, but I just really couldn't get into them. But yeah, those are the things that have inspired me. Like again, especially the Powerful JRE. That is probably number one on my list. I've always been interested. Like I always thought when I was younger that I could be uh, a DJ or radio DJ, radio jockey. So, but I never thought I had the voice for it. So I never really got into it. Never tried for it. I had a lot of other stupid ideas in my head too about dumb things I was gonna do. Um, would like to say there's probably gonna be. I'm gonna try to keep it as sort of minimalistic as I can with it, but I mean, there's gonna be cursing. This isn't really for kids. I'll be hitting uh, adult topics, um, uh, politics, religion. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, I'll also be covering comic books, video games, bands, music. I'd say genres as a whole. Other podcasts. I'll probably talk about some stuff that happens there too, like Joe Rogan. He's probably gonna give me a lot of fucking food because his podcast is amazing. I can't suck its dick any more than I already have, I think, but I probably will. Uh, Also life endeavors. How to not how to anything, but like perceptions, just sort of objective views, looking back on scenarios, stories from my friends, crazy stuff. Like that's sort of the idea here. It's just an open forum for nobodies to talk about our lives. I suppose that's more akin to the idea that I have here. Uh, I mean, if I can get big, I have like the thought of having somebody who's possibly I don't know, somebody famous, maybe over Skype or something like that. I'd have to get far better sound equipment than what I have. But for now, what I'm using should be good enough. Like I said, at least for the moment. Let me see. Yeah, again, video games. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a avid video game player, Xbox One, PC. Uh, Recovering World of Warcraft addict. Um, Huge into Call of Duty as well. If anybody wants, like, just message me or something, whatever. I'm not sure. Like I'm on Twitter. I'm not gonna give you my Facebook, but I'm on Twitter. I have Twitter. This is probably where you found this is Twitter. I have a few other things. Instagram. I don't really use it. I'm probably not gonna associate that necessarily with this, but it'll probably be easy to find me from Instagram through my Twitter. Not a big deal. I don't particularly mind. I just need to make sure to keep things like impersonal. I'm not even really sure about that. How the crossover works. Worried about like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too far into it right now, too deeply into something that is, could may never be problematic because, like again, uh, I'm not a nobody. I'm somebody to somebody. I'm just like in the grander scheme of society, I suppose. Yeah, which that's gonna be things that I talk about too, like the importance or perceived importance of individuals, like celebrity, how insane celebrity is. Um, I mean, I have a big ego, and I apologize for all the like just space fillers that I use because I'm going free form. I had notes. I don't know where I left them. I set them down somewhere and I can't find them. So I hope there's not as many peas popping in this one. I'm trying to keep the mic away from my face. I still haven't found the uh, the windscreen for it, but I'm looking. I'll probably buy one. Uh, yeah, I just want to get something out there for people. Kind of, like I'm not gonna be talking to famous people. I'm not gonna be talking to anyone who's important and likely important in any strata of celebrity. I don't imagine. Just like people, just have conversations about things. Like again, there's probably 1,000 podcasts out there that are just like this one. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep it as free form as possible. I don't like the contrived, like we have segments and we do this in this segment and there's questions and then there's this. It's just that's not for me. So it's gonna be just quasi interview with my friends, back and forth, conversation, stream of consciousness stuff, really. Uh, so I think, I don't know, I feel like there's more I should say. I'm going to post this up again. Please feel free to message me on Twitter at ephemeral god EPH3MERALGOD. Um, Again, tentative title is Why So Serious? Oh, I didn't go into the exact concept of what I meant by that, but the concept of that is like I'm a fairly earnest person. Like I'm a practical joker. If everything, I could go with the fucking Joker reference again. Jesus. Um, I'm I mean, I joke all the time. I'm into comedy, but like as far as things go, I'm a pretty earnest person, and I take the happenings in the world as far as much as I can perceive them and understand them. Like I take that stuff very seriously. So I mean, I like to poke jokes at it, but I also, like in my head, it's very serious for me. And the things around and the way people treat each other, like society, how bizarre, how detached that it's gotten is another thing for me. So like, there's gonna be a lot of talking about that. Like definitely. There's definitely going to be a lot of talking about that. So I hope people can stick around through that and find it interesting, at least to some extent, some measure of humor involved in it. Humor, some takeaway, some life story, somebody else's. Like if I talk to a friend who's been through some stuff and he talks about it, like somebody can uh, like relate to it and take it and kind of get something from it or not, maybe just be entertained by interesting stories or funny stories and stupid things that people do. Like it's my hope. It's my hope. I see that I'm going in on 10 minutes of material generated all by myself in my sort of meandering rambling way. Again, looking for as much feedback as anybody can give. I did my Twitter stuff. I think I might attach Twitter because this is gonna be on SoundCloud, at least for now, and I'm gonna be mostly posting it through uh, mostly through Twitter. I'm sure I'm gonna have some of my Facebook friends, like some of my real life friends, through it. Also, like shout out to my guild, the Dark Coven, Area 52, on World of Warcraft. Again, I said recovering, but like I just don't play as much as I used to. Still a part of a Mythic raid team, Mythic vegan CrossFitters, United, whatever. Or as I like to call, or as they like to call it, Death Squad. Um, but much love to those guys. They've been my friends for a while. Kind of helped me through a lot of stuff. Um, my real life friends. My first real cast, my first real like full length cast will be with a friend of mine, Andy. I'm not sure I'm gonna go into last names on here. I just might have like a first name or something, because I don't want to. I'd like to keep maybe a level of anonymity to this. So, yeah, I'll have my friend Andy on here. Theoretically, I've got a lot of friends that are well, I don't know if I'd call them all friends, but a lot of people that I know, interesting people, intelligent people. Um, that I like to talk to. But I think Andy's gonna be first, and then after that, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See if anybody really likes it. Again, I hope there's not a whole lot of popping peas. I'm trying to, keep that to a minimum. But much love, everybody. Yeah. So have a good night. Have a good day, whatever it is, if you ever listen to this. And um, yeah, things are probably going to be dark and kind of serious on this. Not all the time, but definitely in that realm of possibility. So, uh, with that, again, like I said, have a good night, day, uh, and I hope to hear from people, get some feedback, so I can fix these shenanigans, this fuckery.